Hi there, I hope you're ready to start producing. So the first thing that I'm going to be focusing on is the kick, which is the main important part of the song. If the kick is nice and crispy, the beat is going to be super fire. So let me select the kick from my sample pack Redeemial Sounds Deep House Sample Pack Volume 1. You can get this on my website as well. But anyways, let me select a kick here. Then if I find the perfect kick for the song that I want to produce for you or with you, then yeah, we're good to go. Let me select a nice kick. So I'm just gonna start from the bottom. Ooh, that one is dark and nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna use the Redeemial Sounds kick number 27. So I'm just gonna drag it to the channel rec. So here's the secret when it comes to the sound that I usually produce. The volume of the kick is always 100%, not like this or like this or like that. 100% full volume, so that the song that you're going to be producing, you don't need to be doing a lot of leveling or putting other plugins on top of the kick. Nah, it's gonna like reduce the quality of the kick if you keep on adding more effects and plugins on top of the kick. It won't be nice. So I advise you to open up the volume of the kick so you hear it fully, then you'll do the rest when you're mixing. So when your kick is like this, you're gonna have to check here where it says use loop points. Switch it off, please, because that's gonna loop the kick when you're producing, and then it won't sound nice. Just gonna give you that weird vibe. But anyways, let me close that for you. So if you look at my project, the swing, if you open up your project like a new project, the swing is gonna be like this. I usually use my swing at 75%, just so that the beat can be really energetic and groovy in a tech way. And then let's go to the kick. When it comes to the kick, you need to make sure that the kick is always on number 1 on the mixer, so that it doesn't confuse you that much. But yeah, you can do whatever you want, but for this lesson, just try to follow that and then it can be easier for you to and then let me just add the kick to number 1 on the mixer, and then we go to the mixer here. Let me do this so you can see. I'm gonna rename this to kick here. That's it. And then I'm gonna close this. Or before I close, let me show you one important part. On my master channel, there is nothing, no limiter, no effect, no next, nothing. Understand? Because we're not mastering, we're not doing a lot of stuff, so it should be empty. It should be empty so that it doesn't really mess around with your project when you're producing. And then let me close this. Let's go back to the kick. When you open up, I don't know how you work, but I like working in a neat way and a smart way, so that I don't get lost or on what is this sound, which sound is this, which one is the kick, which one is the clap. So I usually rename my sound so that it could be neat. I know which sound is which. So first things first, you press on the right, go to rename on top of your click, your kick, right? Sorry, rename and select kick. Right, so it usually changes the color. On track 1 as well, do that. Right click, rename, select kick. Just drag down here and select kick. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add this to until 25, somewhere here. I've already highlighted, sorry, until somewhere there, 25. So this is the loop that we're gonna use for the whole beat, and then we're gonna do arrangement on the other session. But for producing, we're gonna be using this loop point. And then on top of the kick, just on top of the layer, left click and go to rename as well and select kick, so that you work smart. And then let's go back to our channel rec, and on the kick, right click, right click, so that we choose what steps we want to use. So we're going to be producing deep house, So obviously we need to do 4 steps. It's the easier one. I'm gonna teach you other sounds or deep house sounds on other lessons and or courses, but for now we're gonna stick to 4 steps. Then you're gonna select that your kick is gonna be like this, and then let me go back to the kick, and we switched off the use loop points. So let's listen to how the kick sounds like. Okay, so the kick is really smooth and loud enough to actually not make any mistake when you're producing on in terms of leveling. So let's add a clap, right? So you go here and select, just press the left click and then select. Okay, let me just add that, and then we're gonna drag until 25. And then on track 2, let's rename this to a clap here, and then on top of the layer as well, left click, rename clap. Right, let's go to our channel rec and look for a clap. So for this production, I'm gonna be using Rhythmical Sound sample packs, not any other sample packs, just Rhythmical Sound sample packs, so it's easier for you to get access to those, because I'm gonna give out the sample packs with the projects and the course as well, you understand? So this is what you're gonna be learning from if you purchase this course. So let's look for a clap, a perfect clap. Ooh, okay, I think I found the perfect one. So sorry, for this lesson I think I'm gonna be using this clap as the main clap for this course. Let me just drag this to our channel rec. So what you do with the clap, the kick starts first, the clap follows. That's the method of deep house. The kick starts first, then the clap follows. So the kick is gonna hit here, then the clap hits here. Let me just remove that. The kick hits here, then the clap hits here. You understand? That's the method of deep house. So what we're gonna do here is just switch off the use loop points, and then add the clap to number 2 on our mixer. Rename the clap to clap so that it can be neat when you're working. And then let's go to our mixer and insert 2. We're just gonna rename to clap so we know what is what and which is which. So this is how it is right now. So let's listen to how it sounds. Okay, so it's a simple drum loop. So I don't like making sure that the claps are hitting the same as the second kick. I don't like doing that. So what we're gonna do, let me just be slow so you understand. What I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna go to the channel rec here and then press inside where there's a clap. So for you to okay, you press here, then you start seeing it in this way on the channel rec, and then you press there again, and then it's easily accessible to piano roll. You just press in the middle and then it opens up the piano roll. So I want to move my claps a little bit back so they don't hit the same time as the kick. If there's any noise, please forgive me. There are people outside just driving by, so I'm sorry about that. Anyways, as I was saying, when you are like working on a beat, it's really good if you just play around with the sounds. You don't just do anything anyone can really do. Then your sound will never be unique in that way. So when I'm working with claps, I usually take my claps back so that they don't hit the same time with the kick. They should actually give the kick an intro, so it could sound similar to, let me just clap, you understand, and then the kick plays after. So what I'm going to do here, on your keyboard, press Control and then on your mouse on the left, just press on the left hand side like this, so it allows you to mark. Then you let go, and then you just zoom in a bit and then drag this back somewhere here. I think I'm gonna leave it here so that you see this room that's left here, the kick is gonna play here, and then this is the intro clap to the kick. It shouldn't be hitting the same time as the kick. It's not really, it's an old technique, but then we are in the new era right now, so yeah, this is how it's gonna sound like now. You get it? So don't worry about the clap. We're gonna fix a lot of things when we're mixing. For now, we're just producing. That's the main important part. So up next, we're just gonna add a new pattern, and then just drag and rename to pad. Just press rename and go look for a pad here, right on top of that. Let's just rename and go to pad on top of that layer, and then look for a plugin. So I don't know what plugins that you guys love using, so I'm just gonna look for a plugin that is easily accessible for to anyone that is gonna be taking lessons. So just get a easily accessible plugin. So these ones are expensive, so I wouldn't wanna give you plugins that you won't be able to buy. So let me just say Dune 2. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I've been pronouncing it like that ever since. But yeah, let's just select this plugin. It's a really beautiful and powerful plugin to use whatever genre that you're gonna be producing. This is a really good plugin. So when you get to Dune 2, you're gonna see this type of layout. This is the cutoff where you're gonna open up your sounds, adding those heavy synth sounds. So this is beautiful. I love this plugin, man. And then let's go look for the sound. Here there is a sound bank. If just on top of the Even Light sound, there's this button here written sound bank. You just left click on that, just like that, and go to factory and look for pads, just right there. So when it comes to pads, I'm just gonna make it simple so that I know which pad sounds nicer. So on my piano roll, okay, let me just show you how I did that. On my piano roll, on the plugin I recently added, I'm just gonna press on it and then it takes me inside the piano roll, and then go here. There's these 3 dots. I don't know how I can release it. It's a stamp. Yeah, it's a stamp here. I'm just gonna press on the stamp and look for a minor 9th, right? So I'm just gonna select it somewhere like this. Yeah, I'm gonna select here minor 9th, and then go to PAT. Yeah, let's play. Okay, it's too high. Let me just take it down a bit. We need that little bit muddy dark sound. Okay, let me take it up a bit. Okay, it's not. I think I'm gonna go with the first sound that I did, this one. So this one is really nice. That 9th minor is nice. So I'm not really happy with this pad, so we're just gonna play around and find the nicer one. So let's play. Okay, so after getting a pad that you feel like it's suiting the idea that you have in your mind, you go for it. So I'm just gonna go for this one. I wanna open it up a bit. So you know how to drag, right? You just press Control on your left hand side on your keyboard, and then on your mouse you also press on your left hand side and just mark that and drag until, okay, let me just drag it until here. So I'm just gonna use this as the opening pad. So I'm gonna rename it here so that it's easily identified. Okay, is it O? Okay, it's O. Opening pad. Okay, so also gonna rename that to opening pad. Understand? So what you usually do when you get an opening pad, you just put it somewhere where your beat introduces a new sound. For me, it's gonna be like this. You don't put it everywhere. You just put it somewhere where your beat is gonna introduce a new sound when you're arranging. Understand? For now, we're just gonna dot it down just like that. So let's listen to how it sounds like. So that's how it sounds. Okay, it's nice. Let me just reduce the volume and put it at 55. Yeah, and then rename these to opening pad, and then add it to number 3. Go to the mix as well, rename to opening pad. So we're not mixing anything as yet, just producing. We'll get to the mixing on the following chapter. But anyways, don't forget to save name. Don't forget to save when you're producing, because FL Studio has this thing that when it's getting too hard, it crashes. So we already have our opening pad, so right now we need our main pad, right? So right click on the opening pad and copy that, and then add another pattern 4, which is gonna be our main pad. So I'm just gonna press pad, and then on top of the layers we'll rename to pad, and then open up June 2. I don't know if it's June or Dune, I'm not really sure how they pronounce it, but then yeah, I'm gonna paste what I copied on our opening pad and just drag this from the start and just open it up something like this. And give space to the opening pad. The opening pad starts here. The opening pad starts here. So I'm just gonna give it space so that it can play when it's opening again. Let me just copy this. So when you copy, let me start from scratch. When you wanna copy what you've already added on your piano roll, you're just gonna press Control and your left hand side on the your left button on the mouse. Just press on that. It selects, and then you press on Shift. You don't let the Shift go, and then you just drag. You press on the left hand side button of your mouse, and then you just drag. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put here so that it can create a loop pad. That's what I'm looking for, but we need to change the sound so it doesn't sound the same as the intro or the opening pad in our song. So let's go to the sound banks, factory, pads, and keep on skipping until we find a different pad. Wow, that was very, very nice. So let me just take the volume down a bit. Sorry about that. Let me just take the volume down a bit. There's people cutting grass outside, so I'm a bit But anyways, yeah, let's get to it. So I'm gonna rename these two to pad and edit to number 4, and then go to number 4 on our mixer channel, rename to pad. Please don't forget to save. We have load shedding. The FL Studio might crash, so you don't want to lose what you've already started. So this is how it's gonna sound like right now. So you get the vibe that I'm going for, that heavy tech vibe. So let me just put the volume at least at 40%. Okay, now let's add some heads, or let me just say maybe one head will do, but we'll see what idea we get. So let's go back to our channel rec. Let's look for some heads, or here. Ooh, nice. Let me just use that one. And then what I have to do here is just switch off the use loop point so it doesn't loop itself. And then when it comes to the head, it usually plays just after the kick, here, like, you know, 4 steps as well, but then just after the kick. But if you want to do loops and all that, we're gonna cover that as we go, but for now we just need a straight up loop for the head as well. We're gonna edit at number 5 in our mixer channel, rename it to head, yes, and then go here on our track number 5 as well, rename to head, and then on top of the layer as well, we're gonna rename it to head, just to work smart and neat. And then we go to our mixer channel as well, rename to head. So this is how it's gonna sound like now. Mind you, you can control the volume here so that so you know which sound is loud, which sound is not as loud as much. So just control the volume this side. Don't touch anything on the mixer, because this is where we're gonna be doing the mixing lessons, you know, so it shouldn't confuse you, right? So let's control it here, the volume, let's just control it here, right? Wasn't that simple and nice? So let's add another head, which should be a loop, not a straight line, just a loop, something nice that can actually change up the beat and give you that groovy vibe. So let's select our head on our is it plugin pick or sample pick? Okay, I think I'm gonna use that. Let me just go to our channel rec. Let me try to be slow so that you don't miss. But this is gonna be a video either way. You can take it back. It's not like a live stream or anything. You can take it back and learn from that. So yeah, I'm gonna drag this here. So what I wanna do here, let me do this so that it doesn't confuse you. Just gonna make it a little bit bigger, like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that so it doesn't confuse you. So what I wanna do here, firstly, we usually have to check our sample packs and switch off the use loop point so it doesn't loop itself when we're working. It's just gonna irritate you or annoy you. So what I want to do here, I'm just gonna follow up the simple line that I've already done on the first head, but add other lines, just something like this. You understand? So this is just gonna give you that loop vibe of nostalgic deep house, rhythmic sounds on deep tech, something like this. Understand? But we're not done. We need to add maybe 4 or 3 heads so that it can actually be nice and very, very powerful. So let's look for other heads. Okay, I'm gonna use this. Just press on it as well, switch off the use loop points. So this one is gonna stay here. I think I'm gonna put it once and then look for another one. Just gonna drag that here, something like that. I don't know how it's gonna sound like, but I'm just guessing it's gonna be. Oh, so you see what I meant by if you don't switch off the use loop point, it's not gonna be nice. It's gonna suck. So let's just switch it off. Then this is how the loop is gonna sound like. Then I'm gonna add these, all of them to number 6 on the mixer channel and rename to hertz or head. Is it? Yes, rename to hertz. Rename to hertz, and then save, because we don't want to lose what we've already created. I know the feeling, it sucks. Then rename this to head, and then on top of that as well, I'm pretty sure you know how to do this by now, and rename to head. So this is how the beat is gonna sound like with the head loop. Even on the mixer, please don't forget to rename so it becomes easy to identify when you're mixing. Please don't forget about it. And then the volume of the heads are loud, but we can just take them to 70, all of them. And then that 3, okay, just like that. Take them to 70%. Let's listen. Isn't that nice and crispy? And then let's just, for now, this is where you're gonna be getting ideas in your head, because what a pad does, if you listen to the pad alone, there's a sound in the background that gives you your lead lines, that gives you all those emotions that you should be adding to your track. Understand? Whatever pad or chords that you play, there's always that bassline sound, lead. It gives you an idea on its own. Hence, I usually refer people to use earphones or headphones when they're producing, because there's a lot of things that you might be missing out that you won't be able to tell from a studio monitor. Understand? So let's just listen to the pad, and then if you listen carefully, you'll hear a melody just behind the pad in your mind. Listen to that. I don't know what you came up with in your mind, but I know what I came up with, and I'm ready to write it down. But before we get there, I need to look for a shaker loop, so we just make hit heavy, so we know that this side is just percussions and hi-hats. So let me look for a shaker loop under rhythmical sounds, which should be okay. Sorry about that. Is it here under percussions? Okay, I'm gonna go with this one, the RS Percussion 06. So what you do with the sample pack, if a sample pack that is a loop, or let me just put it like this, what you do with a loop sound that does not match with your project, let's just say your project